goes.
This is Sactown Sports 1140. Feeding your passion for local sports in the afternoon. It's the Drive Guys on your radio at 1140 a.m.
Streaming audio at SactownSports.com and the Sactown Sports app.
You can also watch the show on YouTube at Sactown Sports 1140. Here are the Drive Guys.
I get it. You guess those edits?
No, not at all.
That's the first time I'd heard those.
No, not
it's
at all.
It's the Drive Guys. Kevin Gleason.
Flowing like a river, my friend.
The Phantom is here today.
Yes, I am.
Thanks for joining us, Phantom. You know, Phantom is a guy that a lot of people have wondered. We've had a lot of different people coming in since Kyle Draper is moving on, although Kyle Draper is going to be with us in some form or fashion. But people have wondered, hey, how about Phantom? So I tried to get Phantom. I've been trying to get Phantom, but he's always busy doing ARC Beaver stuff. He's the voice of the Beavers for That's ARC. Right. So I'm just glad you could fit us in today for only an hour with Monday Night Football's doubleheader coming up.
Yeah, I'm hoping to impress. I'm hoping next time 3:15. That's what I'm hoping for next time. I know it's kind of
baby steps,
aiming a little bit high.
Yeah,
but, you got to do something.
One game at a time.
Absolutely.
Yeah. By the way, I looked up what sounds a beaver makes. Speaking of the voice of the Beavers, and it's not impressive. It's kind of like meh.
Okay, okay, I don't see why you had to say that.
Because you're the voice of the Beavers.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean we have to kind of take a shot at the Beavers.
Take a shot. I
think you did.
Stated the fact.
All right, great.
Stated the fact.
Way to get it off started well. 58 minutes left.
Beaver has a nice woodsy tone, like some kind of.
So you were looking for more, is what you're saying.
I was looking for a little more.
A little deeper, maybe?
I think the Atlanta Falcons were looking for a little more last night, huh? Because supposedly they had arrived on Monday. I think it was Michael Penix Jr. himself who said, we've arrived. And so I don't know if they left something behind. They had to go back to get it or what, because they didn't look great last night.
It seems like they leave and then arrive every week. We left this week, but we're back arriving this week. And what's impressive last night, obviously, is every time Mike Tirico would say which 49er tackled, he'd also have to say which one they're filling in for.
Yep.
And it didn't really matter, and that's incredibly impressive. 10 points against a team. Yeah, they're not as good when they're away, but all those weapons they have, and you hold them at 10 with third stringers sometimes maybe, but they just stepped it up.
Yeah. Phantom, it's amazing. You're right. What we saw last night was incredible. But I have a little bit of a problem with not your narrative, but this whole narrative has gone from, Fred Warner's amazing, which he is. We know that. Oh, he's incredible. Fred Warner goes out and Tatum Bethune comes in. When he plays well, it's not Tatum Bethune's great. It's, that Robert Saleh. It's like we can't.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
And I know the coaches deserve a ton of credit for holding this together. But when you have guys playing that we haven't heard of or don't know that much about, it's like we just have to assume, I don't know who that is, so, it must be the coach.
Well, we can't say a guy's as good as Fred Warner already.
Right.
And you do expect that if a backup comes in at any position, that they are being coached up to get to that position. They're taking a lot more time with Bethune than they did with Fred Warner and trying to get him ready for that position. So, the coach does take a kind of a heightened awareness of it. But, you have to give the credit, bottom line, to the guy who's out there doing it. And there were a bunch of guys like that yesterday, and they were all out there doing it.
There's a reason why, as you probably know, in the Olympics, if your team wins, the coach or manager, whatever the sport, they don't get a medal because they didn't do anything. So I'm just saying, I know the 49er coaches are phenomenal. And Robert Saleh, without him this year, I hate to think where the 49ers would be. But I just think maybe we're giving a little too much credit to the coaches and not enough to the players who are actually holding this together on the field.
All right. I agree with you as far as that's concerned. I think that you do have to acknowledge the coach. But then, there should be a little bit of a trickle down. If you're filling in for somebody and you hold the Falcons to 10, it'd be nice to hear your name once in a while. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and I didn't realize, maybe you knew this, last night when Tatum Bethune was out, as he was briefly early in the game, and I think it was Curtis Robinson came in, you only have one guy with the green dot.
Right.
So when the other linebacker comes in, he can't communicate with the sideline, so they can't tell him what play.
Can he borrow the other guy's green dot when he goes in?
No.
Like they switch the captain's armband in soccer? Give me the green dot, man.
It would make sense to me, but apparently they don't do that. So that also, I think, happened last week when Fred Warner got hurt because he had the green dot. So that's even more impressive.
Fred Warner, they show him one time up in the booth with his foot up, and the place goes nuts. Absolutely crazy. Mm-hmm. That was fantastic last night.
I thought the 49ers looked the most like the 49ers that they have all season long just because they ran the ball so much and so effectively.
Yeah, that's because...
That's 49er football.
Well, McCaffrey is in and out of the lineup enough injury-wise over the past couple of years that you forget that he's a superstar running back. He might be the only superstar running back. He has the consistency. He's done it enough times. Then last night you go out, and if they don't have Obviously, if you don't have the defense, you don't win the game. But he's piling up to over 200 scrimmage yards, and a lot of it after contact. He really just showed that he's still Christian McCaffrey last night.
Mm-hmm. What's up, Whitey and Phantom? That's from Ryan Smith.
Hey, Ryan, how you doing? Come up some a little better than that, maybe? What's up?
It's just the first one. It's just
well, I mean, let's up our game. We only have an hour. Come on, Ryan, you need to be back in 30 minutes with something else.
Mr. NorCal says, welcome to the Beaver Den. And that's just taking
That's exactly right. Beaver Den's where they play the volleyball matches.
Really?
Oh, the Beavers are tremendous.
Is it just the gym over there, right, at ARC?
No, there's a couple of gyms over there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's right. I mean,
all right.
The main gym has somebody else's name on it, and the Beaver Den is the second gym with the volleyball team.
Well, thank you. I've learned something thanks to Mr. NorCal.
Yeah, that was very nice, Mr. NorCal. Let's see if Ryan can up his game to Mr. NorCal's level.
Let me ask you this, Phantom.
Go ahead.
Mr. Christian McCaffrey's so good.
Yep.
He's on pace, according to my sometimes questionable math. He's on pace for 449 touches this year. Touch being, rushes and catches.
Yeah.
That would be tied for the 6th most in an NFL season ever. That's a lot of touches.
Yeah, and it's probably 100 more touches than they want to give him, but they don't have a lot of choice. And last night was a perfect example of that. If he doesn't come through and go for over 200, they don't win the game. And, yeah, you don't want to give your running back that many touches. Brian Robinson, he came in a couple of times and spelled him, but you just needed McCaffrey last night in that game, and so you're going to go ahead and play him. And that's the thing with running backs. That's what teams do all the time anyway. Their first contract, they're going to run him as much as they can.
The most he's ever had, this Christian McCaffrey fellow that you speak so glowingly of.
I do like him, yes.
With Carolina in 2019, he had 403. That's tied for 41st all time. Now, obviously, if they've got anything clinched or if they're out of anything down the road, maybe there's some games off from there. So just he's averaging, about 26.4 touches per game. He actually had more than that last night. So I would guess Kyle Shanahan's plan is, as you say, well, you don't want to give him that many touches every week.
No, you don't.
But then when the game comes and you're trying to win the game, it's like,
exactly.
I can't worry about that.
The plans go out the window when the whistle blows, and if you don't have the wide receivers that you can spread it to, or if Mac Jones isn't throwing the ball the way you want to. I mean, Kittle had no catches last night, right?
Right.
It was a very odd distribution, but from what he said, hey, the running game was working. We're going to go with the running game, and we've got McCaffrey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, how about the coaches? Coaches got that done. The most touches in a season, Phantom, in NFL history, 1984. Because I just mentioned McCaffrey on pace for 449. That would be tied for the 6th most ever. The most ever, 1984, Tampa Bay Bucks, James Wilder had 492. They rode him pretty hard that year.
Yeah, and I had him on my fantasy team.
Did you?
And I still didn't win the league.
Oh, man. That's not good.
Yeah, those Tampa Bay guys in the 80s. Steve DeBerg was my quarterback. A fantastic team.
Why did you have so many Tampa Bay guys?
I don't know. That's a great question.
Well, it's good to have Phantom with us today. We've got a lot of football to talk about. 49ers with an impressive win last night. We got Monday Night Football. We got lots of Kings stuff to get to as well, which we'll get to. But the Kings, I hope they could play defense anything like what the 49ers did last night, because that defense keeps rolling along.
Right, and it was from guys who aren't starters, which is what the situation the Kings find themselves in now. So they look at the 49ers and go, I didn't know who that guy was. All of a sudden he's up there getting all the praise because he's playing and holding the Falcons down. That's what the Kings need to do. Sabonis, I guess the first 2 games he's definitely out, and then Murray obviously for about a month. So you got to go. I know it's not as easy in basketball. You don't have as many players to have next man up, but that's basically what you have to do.
Mm-hmm. Now, Alan Stiles had said the first 2 games of the year are must-wins for the Kings.
Yeah.
And you're down with that.
I'm not saying must wins. I'm not going that strong,
well,
but
you're not.
I think they should win them. I mean, I made the mistake. I looked at the roster for the Suns. Oh my God. I mean, Booker, okay, but otherwise, I know Grayson Allen. That's good, but you can't see that the difficulty there is you don't want to just play rosters. You got to go out and play. The Kings have all these. You weren't
impressed by their roster.
I was not impressed by the Suns roster. No, I was not.
Okay.
And if you're on the road, you got to play your first game on the road, and you're going to be without players, then I think the Suns might be a good person to go up against.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Jalen Green's not playing.
Right, and then
Cam Malawaki is, I think.
Well, he'll still need to find his footing, I think, in the NBA. It's too bad.
I saw him in the summer league, and he didn't look like he was quite ready.
But they'll have to count on him a little bit, I guess. Whether Nick Richards back in the middle or whatever, so they're going to have to count on Malawaki somewhat anyway. So it'd be great if you had Sabonis in the lineup. You don't, and we'll see who gets those minutes. But I think it's a game you should go down and win.
Yeah, and then you got the the Jazz at home.
Yeah.
We'll get back around to all that. But as far as the 49ers go, where are you? And I know you played, as I point out every time you come on the show, Phantom, you played quarterback at a high level.
Yeah.
Junior varsity quarterback at Hogan High School in Vallejo.
And probably was all league worthy had they given that to junior varsity players. They really didn't care that much.
Yeah.
They just wanted to get you off the field so they could start the varsity game. I remember trying to kill the clock at the last game against Vallejo. Threw the ball out of bounds like I'd seen him do on TV. And I looked up at the clock, and it just ticked off the last seconds.
Right.
Kid, we got to get the varsity
Sorry,
game
kid,
started.
we got a game.
Your great plan, your brilliant field generalship. No, we're going to start the varsity game.
Hey, wasn't that amazing what happened at the end of the first half to Michael Penix Jr., where he throws the ball out of bounds at the end of the half? They're in field goal range, and he gets called for grounding, and it's a 10-second runoff. There's only 10 seconds left.
And the really bad part is if he just throws it out of bounds and it hits the ground, that's fine. But he throws it up like it's a punt. Yeah, Carson Wentz had one yesterday, too, that he did a two-hand chest pass between the two on-rushing linemen and said, "Oh, incomplete pass." And the referee started laughing at him. No, we're going to go back 15, Mr. Wentz. There was a couple of different plays from our quarterback core yesterday that I didn't find that entertaining.
Well, you've got high standards.
High standards, I do.
Yeah. Speaking of quarterbacks, where are you on this whole Purdy, Mac Jones thing? Because I was just talking downstairs today before I came up. There's a guy downstairs who's a longtime 49er. Not only is he a fan, he's had some really interesting information here or there for me.
Okay,
but he
nice.
said, I'll tell you what, I hope they end up sticking with Mac Jones.
I don't. I think Purdy's the starter.
Yeah?
I think it's great. I think the 49ers, no surprise, did it perfectly. They have a backup who does exactly what the first guy does, so no changes are necessary. It's just seamless, and Mac Jones has played very well for a backup, and I think whenever Purdy's ready to come back, 100%, or as much close to 100% as you can get in football, obviously, then I think he just takes the job back over and you move on.
I think you're right. But I also know that we're really not certain what's going on with Brock Purdy, and you can't be certain with the 49ers because we learned last year with McCaffrey, and they have every right to do this, but they do tend to downplay the injuries. Yeah. Where Christian McCaffrey went from, he's fine, if this was a regular season game he could play, to both his legs fell off.
We have a regular season game, and he's not playing. Not for 6 weeks.
So with Brock Purdy and the turf toe, he's progressing. Well, is he? I hope he is. And again, I understand, but I'm just not sure when he's going to be back.
I just remember when we had Randy Jordan on the show years and years ago from the Raiders.
On this station.
Yeah, and he had a turf toe injury, and he said it was the most painful thing he'd ever been through. And I know it doesn't sound like much, but we've had a rash of them, it seems like, lately. Every time I hear it, I think back to Randy Jordan. I'm going, that guy's not coming back for a while. And now with Purdy, like you say, you don't know. You're hoping sooner rather than later, but Jones is in there, and the schedule, as per Alan Stiles, is going to get a lot easier.
Yeah, they've got some easy games coming up. On the other hand, some of the games that early in the year or before the year even started, some of the games on the Niners schedule that looked, wow, that's an easy walkover game. They're not necessarily. For example, you got the Colts down the road.
Oh, man,
But you do have a stretch there where you have, Tennessee and Cleveland, and the Giants are in there. So, yeah. All you need is 5 more wins to get to the playoffs. 10-7 should do it. I don't know, maybe your goals are even
I think so.
even higher now.
Well, remember that the conference you're in too. I mean, you've got
the National Football Conference.
That's the one. Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
what I call it.
It might catch on. I don't know. The division that you're in, or whatever they call them these days, you've got Seattle and you've got the Rams, both setting a good pace. Seattle, obviously, with the game tonight, so there could be 3 teams at 5-2. So 10-7 might get you in the playoffs. If you kind of cannibalize each other, it might get you a division title.
You got the Texans on the 26th of October. Then you visit the Giants on the 2nd. Got the Rams coming to Levi's on the 9th. And then you visit the Cardinals, host the Panthers, visit the Browns. Then you get a bye, and you host the Titans before you got the Colts and the Bears and the Seahawks to wrap up the season.
A couple of those might be a little more difficult. In fact, playing the Browns on the road it's a totally different Browns team, so that might have something to do with it. But can we just you mentioned the Giants? Can we just talk a little bit about how the Giants gave that game away yesterday? Because it was the thing that really bugs me about the NFL is, the Giants come back and they take the lead. They miss the extra point. They're up 32-30. And then as soon as the Broncos came out to take possession, I looked at the Giants. I said the Broncos are going to win. The Giants are rushing 3 guys. You have to. These guys have no timeouts. They have to go 60 yards to get in field goal range. You don't let Bo Nix or anybody else have 5 seconds to throw and let the receivers take the time to get into the open spaces. It's ridiculous. You put another guy in there, or at least one more, maybe two. You make him make his move quickly and not wait around.
I see Phantom. So in addition to being the voice of the Beavers, you would have us believe you're an NFL defensive coordinator.
Yes, and while I'm on that, let me say, if you are the Cincinnati Bengals.
I'm not, but okay.
If you were.
For the sake of argument, all right.
In a parallel universe, if you were and you're winning by 2 points and the other team has to throw a Hail Mary, that's the only play they have left, and it's going to be about a 65-yard pass. Don't rush 2 people. Rush 3 or 4 people and keep Aaron Rodgers from being able to set up. He didn't release the ball for 5 seconds. It takes 7 seconds for them to get to the end zone. So if you make them throw the ball before that 5 seconds elapses, they're not getting into the end zone and you have no problem.
First of all,
it makes me furious.
We didn't think he was going to throw it 69 yards, which he did to his credit. Second of all, we knocked it down. We won the game.
Yeah.
What's your problem?
Well, first, you allowed the pass to get into the end zone. Rather than stop him from throwing.
You play to win the game.
Yeah, first of all, 69 yards for a pro quarterback is nothing. So that you knew it was going to get there.
That's the longest pass anyone's thrown since 2017 at least.
Okay, I know you're not going to believe
Aaron
me.
Rodgers.
I was in high school. I threw the ball 70 yards.
Okay, but you weren't 47 or whatever he is.
No, that's true. I wasn't. But I wasn't a 4-time MVP either. Again, I could have been all league that one year in JVs,
right.
but they didn't have that. It just, you make
and you're
these,
just assuming that. You don't even know.
I don't even know if there are other teams. You make this guy, you don't give Aaron Rodgers a chance to go back and set and let the receivers get down there. You just send some pressure on him. He can't get away. As you pointed out, he's 47 years old.
Yeah.
He can't get away. So just make him get rid of the ball before he wants to, and then the game's over.
I just think you'd be better off going after the Giants who lost than you would going after the Bengals who won. I think you need to,
No, I think both need to learn from this. The Bengals could have lost, and the fact they could have lost because they allowed the Steelers to do the only thing that could have given them a victory.
Mm-hmm. They weren't going to lose because they were wearing those sweet white Tiger uniforms.
They were very nice.
They were.
But
okay,
they were balanced out by the Chargers debacle.
The bananas and pajamas?
They have so many great jerseys. I've got their jerseys. They're so great.
Yeah.
But I've never seen that before.
I don't think they've ever busted those out before.
Let's take a yellow highlighter and put numbers on it.
Right.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, given that Jim Harbaugh is the coach, if they're going to do that all one color, they should have gone khaki.
Oh,
the khaki Chargers.
Khaki would have been nice. I like that.
That's a team that started out like a house of fire, whatever that means. I don't know why you'd want to be a house on fire. But with the injuries, they've kind of tailed off as well.
Injuries.
But getting back to the game you wanted to talk about, the Broncos and the Giants, I had just been thinking, watching the games and watching the Red Zone channel, okay, maybe things are starting to normalize a little bit. We've had some really weird results.
Absolutely.
Which is fun, but it's, just kind of disconcerting, like what's going to happen? But now we've seen, all right, Kansas City is they're starting to rise to the top, and we haven't had as many weird results. Things seem to have settled down a little bit, and then we had that game yesterday, which was just like, it's never happened before.
They scored 33 points in the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
The Kings should have that. Kings scored 33 points in the quarter. That would be nice. And obviously, whenever there's
good Kings reference, by the way.
Whenever there's a comeback on any sport, the team that loses has to be complicit. So they went 3 and out, and then they threw that horrible interception on a pass that should never have been called. And that's you. They've got to help you out and give credit to the Broncos for taking advantage. But the Giants played their part.
Yeah. The other thing is, for all your defensive expertise,
I have a little bit. Yes.
Kicker needs to make his extra point.
I'm surprised. Can we put Anthony on this? Is he still on the team? Because
Anthony?
He missed.
As far as I know, Anthony's still on the team.
A legacy member of this team. No, that guy missed 2 extra points yesterday.
Right.
Unless you have a little bit of a track record, 2 extra points get you booted if you cost yourself the game.
Yeah, we'll check on that. Obviously, it's kind of a rough look if you get rid of the guy like the day after.
Why? Everybody saw him miss the extra.
I don't think he's off the team.
No. Well, let's work
on it.
Give it a week. Okay, all right.
The world has changed since when you were, coaching and
accountability.
Playing.
You make
you
the
would have
mistake,
gone out
you're
there
gone.
and dragged him off the field.
The ball would not have hit the ground, and he would have been on a plane.
Right.
Yes.
So it's a little different now, but it's a good point you raised.
Yeah.
Look at Jake Moody. Jake Moody was.
Oh, I love this. Yeah.
He was just an embarrassment to himself, to his team. His team had no faith in him, and now he's money moody again.
He was awful.
Yes.
And all of a sudden he goes to Chicago. Hey, why not?
Yeah.
It's a windier city. I don't know.
I think it has to do with the same effect we've seen with some of the quarterbacks, like Daniel Jones with the Giants. This guy's terrible. He's not worth the money. He's an embarrassment. He's awful. Then he ends up with the Colts, and like, all right, we just need you to be pretty good. It's like, okay, great. It's like, woo, he's really good.
It's your third team,
Yes,
fourth team, whatever
right.
it is.
It's all about the expectations.
It's all about not doing it where you're supposed to be doing it. No, we have to go 2 or 3 stops down the road. And, when I get to Indy, I'm going to be a good quarterback. And talk about weapons. He's got multiple weapons on that team.
Mm-hmm. Why is it that we've seen all these quarterbacks? You've been a quarterback whisperer.
I like guru, but go ahead.
Okay, well, I'll meet you in the middle. Quarterback gurgler.
That's exactly what I
Guru and whisper your gurgler.
Yes.
Yeah.
I burped the quarterback on my shoulder.
Geno Smith, Sam Darnold, Daniel Jones, Baker Mayfield, even to a degree. Mac Jones a little bit. Why are we seeing all these guys that were like giving up for, bust, and now we're seeing like, wow, they're really good to actually quite good.
I think Geno is an outlier. I think Geno, we thought was pretty good before on occasion, and he still can be good, but he still is also bad sometimes, really. And as far as Darnold is concerned, I think it's the same thing as Daniel Jones. He's a good player. I think he was a good player. He's a good athlete. He just wasn't in the right spot, and he gets to a spot. And Vikings, obviously, they put a lot of people around him, so it's more comfortable for him. Daniel Jones is the same thing. He can still play. Well, Daniel Jones was like the 6th pick, and I think Darnold was the 3rd pick. So they can play. Mm-hmm. Fit has so much to do with it, as
also,
far as
once it gets in the dome, that all of the noise and
the
doubt.
And the reps, the 10,000 hour theory, whatever that is, the more snaps you take, and that's why they say they like quarterbacks now in college that did 40 or 50, games in college, so they have all those reps and everything, and I think that's part of it too. And that's what worries you about a guy like, not so much a Cam Ward, but a Justin Fields or somebody like that, even a Caleb Williams. Doesn't have that many reps, and how patient are you going to be? Like watching last night, Michael Penix. I think he shows enough flashes.
Man, he can throw.
Yeah, he shows enough flashes that you can afford to be patient with him, and he's on the same time frame or timeline as Pitts and Robinson and London and everything. So they can afford to be a little bit more patient with him as he gets himself up to be a veteran NFL quarterback. You're right. He throws a beautiful ball. He running the wrong way. He ran the wrong way a couple of times, running to his right, that he didn't throw the ball very well
making
from
it
there.
Tougher, yeah.
So he's making it tougher on himself.
I think he forgot he's left-handed.
That happens a lot.
Yeah.
It really does.
When you're playing a guy and you don't realize, he's left-handed.
Yeah.
I think that happens to left-handed guys too sometimes.
The great thing is when you're playing a guy in basketball who's left-handed and he goes by you the first time, the second time you don't learn. He has to go by you like 3 times. And come on.
I know one time when we were doing our silly little pod, the old-fashioned 3, you mentioned that to Jerry Reynolds. You said, I think even at the NBA level, guys who are left-handed still score, 10 points a year just because guys forget they're left-handed. Remember you said that?
I said 6 points a game.
6 points a game.
Yeah.
Jerry said, yep.
I think Jerry was down with that, Because people can't get it in their minds that the guy's left-handed.
I know.
It's crazy.
What are you doing? Oh, left-handed. I forgot. I thought it was very interesting last night. Chris Collinsworth was talking about Kyle Shanahan and the whole Mac Jones thing. And I think this is the first time that it's publicly been acknowledged, even though it wasn't directly acknowledged by Kyle Shanahan, but it was mentioned publicly that, he wanted Mac Jones, but what did he say? I overthought it. Now, there's been a lot of talk in the Bay Area, a lot of people saying, I think that's what happened. He's never actually admitted that. But talking to Chris Collinsworth, and Chris Collinsworth goes on national TV with it, there it is. It's confirmed that they wanted Mac Jones, or at least Kyle Shanahan did all along, and I think he got talked out of it. And now it's like, we got him anyway.
Yeah. Oops. Oops, we did it again. Yeah. Oops, we wasted all that time with Trey Lance. That's okay. We got Brock Purdy later on, so it's okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's that.
Brock Purdy saved their behinds.
Yeah, but if you had Brock Purdy later on, why didn't you use the 3rd on somebody else? That's what you could have done.
That's a good point. It'd be a stronger team if they'd done that. Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely. But, now they've got Mac Jones, and they got a perfect backup, as we said, to Brock Purdy, because he plays basically the same way, so no one has to change anything.
Mm-hmm. By the way, who's phenomenal is Dak. Man, he's a good quarterback right now.
Yeah.
I'm not a Cowboy fan. You Cowboy lovers. Not, but he's phenomenal.
Dak and Lamb and Pickens is Burrow, Higgins, and Chase now. I mean, that's
a mouthful.
He's got two number one
Dak,
wide
Lamb, and
receivers.
Higgins is Burrow, Higgins, and Chase?
Dak, Lamb, and Pickens is Burrow, Higgins, and Chase.
I like that. Yeah.
And they've got Ferguson. I say Jay Ferguson. Mm-hmm. I think he was a singer or something. Anyway, they've got Jake Ferguson, and so he's stacked.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Phantom with us today. When we come back, we've got a short show for you today. When we come back, Kings win a game but lose Domas for 2 games. Why they'll be okay without him next on Sactown Sports.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sactown Sports and the Sactown Sports app.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-838-6767. That's 800-838-6767.
Help DEA keep our communities safe and healthy by participating in National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day, Saturday, October 25th. Take action right in your own home by cleaning out your medicine cabinet of unneeded medications. Keep them safe, clean them out, take them back. Find a collection site near you at DEATakeback.com. Do your part to lower overdose deaths and prevent prescription drug misuse before it starts. That's DEATakeback.com.
With Progressive's collision coverage, my family gets up to $1,000 for vet bills if I'm injured in a car accident. And that makes this Chihuahua really feel like part of the family. What's that? I don't sound like a Chihuahua? Oh, I'm sorry. What exactly am I supposed to sound like? I guess all Chihuahuas are high-strung, riding around in expensive designer purses. Actually, I prefer riding in cars. So I appreciate that my family protects me with Progressive's pet collision coverage. Okay, maybe I am a little high-strung. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states. Coverage for dogs and cats is included with the purchase of collision coverage and is subject to policy terms.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. Default terms at mintmobile.com.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave here, talking to you about my good friends at American Energy Heating and Air. Now, they're upgrading their offerings to you to include plumbing, bringing that same expertise and experience into the plumbing space. They're no longer just heat and air. They're now your American Energy Home Pros. And you've heard me talk about them for years as your second opinion partner. Now you can still get a second opinion on any HVAC service or replacement, but now you can also get a second opinion on any of your plumbing services. And when you really think about it, how do we know how much it's supposed to cost? At the very least, you'll know you're in the ballpark, and I can all but guarantee you they'll beat the price. They'll come out for free. They'll give you a second opinion. And all you got to do is give them a call, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. Serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable.
Guys, want long-term health you can count on? It starts with knowing your numbers. Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento is offering a comprehensive wellness panel, a $400 value for just $99. It checks your testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. Take control of your health today and stay strong for the long haul. Offer ends November 30th. Call 916-619-3000. That's 916-619-3000. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com today. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact us for full offer details.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Phantom is with us today. Truncated show, which brings us to an important point. Trying to help people out, Phantom. You know how that is.
I know you're like that,
Yeah. We have our code word of the day, which is supposed to be at 4 o'clock.
What is it?
I'll tell you in just a moment, but don't text it in now because it won't do you any good.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
My phone.
Here's what you could win. You text in the code word at the appropriate time. As you probably know by now, you could win 2 lower-level tickets to see the Kings November 7th against the vastly overrated Oklahoma City Thunder. That's the opener of the NBA Cup tournament, by the way, for the Kings. One-night stay at the Kimpton Sawyer Hotel and a $200 gift card to Revival. So 4 o'clock, we would have the word for you. However, we're not on the air at 4 o'clock.
Oh. A little monkey wrench in there, yeah.
Maybe. So what I'm going to do is give you the word now.
But
you can't text it in till 4. If you do, it won't matter.
You can, sure.
I'll just text it in now. And it won't. It's like, does not compute.
Doesn't matter.
So I'm going to give you the word now, and maybe I'll remind you before we're done here. But you can't text it in to 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140 until 4, or it doesn't count.
Exactly.
All right? The word is going to be, it's not now, but it's going to be rebound. Rebound. At 4 o'clock, you text that in, 916-339-1140, and that gives you a shot at the grand prize, Phantom. That's all we can do. That's all I can do for you.
That's good work right there.
Thanks.
You mentioned the in-season tournament.
Yeah.
So we're in Oklahoma City's bracket?
Yes, we are.
Jeez. Because I heard Kyle talking about earlier, trying to put some scratch down on the in-season tournament. But if we're in the Oklahoma City bracket.
Vastly overrated.
Why is that? Because they won the title and they're favored to do it again?
That's a great question, and I'm trying to remember. I wanted to say, it's because, but I don't remember. I think it's randomly generated, and they tried. I don't know. I'm not even going to waste your time. I'll have to look that up. I don't know how they determine who's in what group.
Well, the point being that it's too bad for the Kings. Why not get them early, though? Early in the season, you get Sabonis back.
Right.
You surprise the Thunder on your home floor.
Right.
Fantastic.
And you could also, I think there's also a wild card berth. So even if you're such a defeatist, he's going to win the group, you could still finish second to them and still kind of back channel your way into the tournament, I believe, the next round.
I don't know. You don't know what the rest of our group looks like? I'm sure
I could check it for you, but do we want to do that now?
We can wait on that.
Okay. All right, because I know you wanted to share your thoughts on Keegan Murray's extension.
Yeah, he got the extension, 5 years, $140 million, so $28 million a year average annual value, or however you figure it out. It seems like a lot of money. It kind of seemed like it was pretty much in the ballpark for a guy who's, I don't know, if he's your third option or your fourth option. I know they're thinking he's going to take a big leap. I'm not so sure that he would. But if he's your third option, fourth option, that's not a bad number to have on a guy. But if you're a playoff team, that's the thing. Because Christian Brown of the Nuggets got his extension, 5 years, $125, so he's $25 a year, which is good because he's a contributing member of a playoff team, perennial playoff team. And Shaedon Sharpe also
a team that has a realistic shot at maybe competing for a championship.
Yeah, Sharpe got his at about 22.5, 4 years, 90, I think, Shaedon Sharpe. But I think he would be a guy who could probably jump up a level. I would be
Benedict
excited.
Mathurin,
he's in line. He hasn't got his yet.
And I believe it was announced he's not getting it.
Oh, he's not getting it. Getting it. Okay.
Because I think today's the deadline.
Yeah, today is.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't. And you
Dyson
mentioned
Daniels got his.
Yeah, I was wondering about that because he would seem to be a lock for an extension.
And he was looking for some big money. He was looking, according to reports, for something in the neighborhood of $30 million a year, which you can't blame anybody for trying to get a lot. 4 years, $100 million.
Okay.
For Dyson Daniels.
So it's less than Keegan Murray.
Yes.
A couple of million. I mean, it's just a couple of million.
It's
That's
only 4 years.
Yeah, so he can renegotiate sooner. Yeah, absolutely.
And he's a good player.
He's a very good player. Portland probably predicted to go underneath the Kings, below the Kings in the standings this year, but you never know. You go a bunch of young players, they get a spark. You never know.
Yeah, and now it's been bugging me, so I got to get it out of the way here. Western Conference Group A, Oklahoma City, Sacramento, Phoenix, Utah, and Minnesota.
That's not bad. Basically, we take care of Minnesota, and hello, Vegas. That's not bad at all.
That's not great.
Wait, Phoenix and Utah, we're going to show them what for this week.
Oh, all right.
So they'll be already downtrodden.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go ahead and take care of them again, and then surprise the Thunder, and it'll be all about the Timberwolves.
Yeah, I'm starting to think the West is pretty tough when you look at these groups. But anyway, that's where we are.
I was trying to project the Kings there. I got them up as high as 9th.
What do you mean? It sounds like you were doing a bunch of different
I was going,
projections
see,
and
these
things?
guys are going to be better. These guys are going to be better. Maybe they'll be better than this team. I mean, the Lakers, you really don't know yet. And, the Pelicans, they have a lot of injury problems. You never know who's going to be there. And the Grizzlies are projected to go above the Kings, but they're having a lot of injury problems too. Mm-hmm. So I have trouble getting them in the top 8 based on just the roster, but I can get them in that 8, 9, 10 spot.
Okay. So 9th, then you'd have to win 2.
You'd have to win over number 10 and then beat the loser of 7 and 8 to get the 8
but you
seed.
get one home game.
Yes, you'd get that first home game.
Which is what they were last year, right?
Yeah.
That's the situation last year. I don't know if you saw this in the Ringer today. There's a really interesting piece on Russell Westbrook. It's an excerpt from a book, and it's interesting because it talks about how he and LeBron got along or didn't get along great when they were with the Lakers.
They butted heads a little bit?
Apparently.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to dredge up all this. Russell Westbrook, there's a lot of noise around him, and now he's here. So I'm not trying to be, ooh, look at that. But it was a very interesting piece. I found myself going, well, I don't blame Russell Westbrook if that's what was going on. So you might want to check that out.
I read another interesting article from our own Sam Amick about Russell Westbrook joining the Kings, and his first sentence was, maybe it will work. And that strikes me as a Kings mantra.
Yeah.
That's the way we've approached the last decade.
Right.
Maybe it'll work. Oh, we got DeMar DeRozan? Maybe it will work.
Yes, that hashtag why not, which is also what he wrote about.
It's the same thing. Yeah, exactly. And he ended it the same way. Maybe it will work. And that seems to be what the front office for the past couple of years has been thinking. Well, let's get this guy. Maybe it will work.
So now you open the season with these 2 games that Alan says are must-wins. And then you said, well, you should win these games.
Yes.
But you got no Domas. The way they played in the half court without Domas on Friday leaves me feeling like I think they still have a shot. You'd think, Domas, no Domas. Oh, that blows a giant hole in your chances to win these games. Nothing against Domas, but I thought the half-court offense was very functional without him in the last game.
Yeah, it was a surprising win over the Lakers, who were playing a lot of their main guys, too. Yeah,
yes.
It's always fun to beat the Lakers.
Yes.
Yeah, I think they can cover for Domas for a game or two, depending on the opponent. We've already determined the Suns in the middle, not all that impressive. So, yeah, absolutely.
You are just not a big Cam Malach fan.
I want Cam Malach to have some time to develop.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's a rookie, okay? You don't throw him out there his first game as a rookie and just say, okay, go ahead and make things happen. He needs a little time. It's a tough game.
I thought Herr Schroeder, and I can call him that because I spoke German with him on Media Day, and he said I did okay. I thought that maybe it wasn't a coincidence that he played so much better as the point guard running the show without Domas. And maybe it was just a coincidence. Maybe, he was tired, or maybe he just wasn't as focused on the preseason because he's been playing a long time.
Right.
It's the preseason. And maybe he decided, it's the last game. I'm going to apply myself a little more. But I thought him playing point and not having to run the offense through Domas, I don't know, to my eye, that's something to keep an eye on going forward. And I'm not blaming Domas for anything or saying it's a problem, but I just can't help but notice that without Domas, the half-court offense, man, it was popping at times.
Yeah, the Schroeder is better when he has Germany on his jersey. Is that a thing? I mean, because he's got a little more leeway. I think the Kings will treat him a lot the same way. Won't he have a pretty long leash as far as running the team and not have to worry about making a mistake and coming out of the game?
You would think so.
Yeah.
I know there's some who have suggested one of the reasons they got Westbrook is because they weren't too pleased with the way Herr Schroeder was playing. I would surprise me a little bit because, it's just a few preseason games. The thing about whether he plays better wearing the uniform that says Deutschland on it, it's not so much what his jersey says, It's who he's playing against when he's
but it's also
jersey.
the responsibility he has. I mean, we talk about it all the time. Lesser NBA players going back to their country, like a Patty Mills to Australia is the best example, and he can do whatever he wants with the ball for 40 minutes.
Yeah.
He's not coming out of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if he was playing here, if he does, turns it over twice, he's sitting the bench the rest of the game. He knows he's not going to. Schroeder the same way. So they have that freedom, and maybe it allows them to play better. And they're playing against not as good competition night in and night out. But I do think it's just the way that he approaches the game as far as, the comfort he feels because he knows he's running the show.
We'll continue the conversation when we come right back. And unfortunately, wrap things up. Drive Guys, today we got Phantom with us on Sactown Sports.
The only place you'll find Malik Monk is Sactown Sports.
Oh my, what an athletic move, that time by Malik Monk.
Hey Sacramento, it's Malik Monk and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sactown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
People are coming from all over to Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, from Folsom, Elk Grove, Woodland, Roseville, because they've seen for themselves the huge selection and the best prices at SacSuperstore.com. Good luck finding a lower price anywhere else. And if you do, they'll match it. It's as simple as that. Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, where a handshake still means something. Open until 10 o'clock and essentially located right across from Hagen Oaks Golf Course. And online at SacSuperstore.com. The guaranteed lowest price and the best selection of Dodge, Chrysler, Jeeps, and Rams. SacSuperstore.com.
With 25 award-winning years in Northern California, Ashton & Price is your local injury law firm. Pro attorney tip: if a firm presents it's local but they're in LA, red flag. If your first consultation is not with a lawyer, big red flag. At Ashton & Price, your first consult is with a local attorney, and if serious injury prevents travel, a lawyer will come to you. Still not enough? George Washington's my uncle. At Ashton & Price, no red flags, just red, white, and blue.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room with primetime football. It's back. Capital Casino is giving away $500 per game in high-hand bonuses for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game, offering the best food, best service, and the best action with the most variety of games in the region and conveniently located at 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com, and please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Oh, it's a sad story, but with a happy ending. Our heater collapsed with a heavy sigh last winter, and we were freezing at Whitey Woods. We were shivering. We should probably get a new HVAC unit. There are so many HVAC companies out there. How do you choose? Somebody recommended we call Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating at leesair.com. Boom! It was a good move to make. Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating was ready to come out the day that we called. Yeah, they have same day, next day appointments available. Why choose Lee's? They offer a 100% satisfaction guarantee, 4.8 stars on Google. They've won awards with their service. Very impressive the way they came in and addressed our problem. And they've spent more than 40 years serving the Valley's HVAC heating and plumbing needs. You can trust Lee's with installation and repair, as we did, of your AC, furnace, and water heater, plus residential, commercial plumbing repair, commercial HVAC services too. Find out more at leesair.com. Check on their mission statement. And let Lee's take care of you the way they took care of me in my own home, took care of our family. They treated us like their family. They set us up with an HVAC system that has improved our quality of life. It has improved the air that we breathe, and it has saved us money. Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating, license number 635355.
When I was a kid, I remember my dad, a lineman, leaving in the middle of the night. Families were depending on him to get their power back on to keep them safe and warm. Watching him taught me that this work isn't just about wires and circuits. It's about people and the trust they place in us when the lights go out. That's why I started Maverick Electric Heating and Air, to carry on that same promise of showing up, doing it right, and protecting families when they need us most. Visit callamaverick.com.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Amateur players will be pleased to know that the USGA doesn't object to a friendly bet with your weekend foursome. Friendly bets include soft drinks after the round, hot dogs at the turn, or even a $2 Nassau, one of the most widely used bets in golf. It takes its name from the Nassau County Country Club of Glen Cove, Long Island, one of the many clubs frequented by the well-to-do in the late 19th century. As the story goes, matches between these clubs were often reported in the local newspapers, sometimes to the embarrassment of wealthy industrialists coming out the loser. The Nassau captain, J.B. Coles Tappan, then devised a format where the worst possible result could not be reported as anything more than a 3-0 defeat. In a Nassau, 3 equal wagers are placed on the first 9, the second 9, and 18-hole total. A $2 Nassau is sometimes referred to as a 2-2-2 bet. Some play better with a bet to keep their attention. Others are nervous at the thought of losing. Whatever your choice, golf is a game. Have some fun. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729 or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Sinners and Saints is back at the venue at Thunder Valley, Saturday, October 25th.
Don't miss the Michael Jackson tribute concert, the $5,000 costume contest, and more. Don't have FOMO checking your social media, seeing your friends posted from the party.
Get your tickets now at ThunderValleyResort.com.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Today, the Phantom with us. Phantom, part of the old Rise Guys show here on Sactown Sports when it was Sports 1140 KHDK.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah. I found some old shirts. Some of those old Sports 1140 shirts.
How do they look? Look okay?
Pretty good.
Yeah, nice.
Pretty good. Banta the Young says, LOL, Whitey picks the shortest day to have Phantom in. That's not true. I invited you to come in before Friday, right?
Oh, he nailed it. He totally nailed it.
We did not.
Oh, no, that's not true. Yeah, it is. I'm here. It's the shortest day I'm here.
Right, but I also asked you to come in, I think it was last Friday, which was a full show.
You said 20 minutes.
I got ARC's playing.
Don't. Now watch it now. ARC was playing, taking on Modesto in a soccer doubleheader that day.
There you go.
Won the men's game, lost the women's game.
Oh, man, I'm sorry. I know you take
Beaver Sports is no joke, my friend.
I know it's
Come
not.
on.
I stand corrected.
I'm hearing your
I
piddly show for
apologize.
like 57 minutes. Come on.
Yeah. Compio says Phantom needs to eat dinner at 4 p.m. daily.
That's right.
I didn't say
That's
that.
why we're doing the word at 4 p.m. because that's my dinner time.
That's right. Don't forget at 4 o'clock. You have to wait till 4 o'clock to text in the word rebound. If you do it now, it just won't do you any good. And we won't be on at 4 o'clock. So that's the word at 4 o'clock for your shot at the Grand Prize.
You can do it. It just won't count.
Mm-hmm. So you have the Kings winning how many games, you think?
Over the season, I was in the high 30s, maybe 38, 39. That's where I am just because of the changing, as you were mentioning, the depth of the Western Conference and the fact that I don't know that the Kings pieces fit together.
They really don't seem to. But then on the other hand, and I stand on that. I think anybody who's really looked at it critically would stand on that. I will say this, though. After Keegan unfortunately got hurt and the Kings had to figure out who's going to play the 4, the options there so far in the preseason played better than I thought they might. I mean, I think it was the Laker game. You got like 10 out of Isaac Jones and 10 out of Sharich.
10 out of Eubanks, too, I think, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, Dario Saric, I've always thought he's a pretty good player. He also had 6 rebounds, did Dario Saric. People are like, oh, they're probably going to start him. Well, if he plays like that, I don't think that's a terrible idea.
He has played at that level in this league previously.
Yes, and he got hurt. Remember when they had those weird finals in August after COVID, and you had the Bucks playing the Suns, and Chris Paul was on the Suns, and they probably should have won, but he broke his hand or whatever.
Yeah.
Saric wrecked his knee in that series, and he hasn't really been the same since. But I know he hardly played at all in Denver. To me, he looks more like Saric used to look. And again, I know people go, Saric, ugh. I mean, if he's anything close to what he used to be, that's not a bad guy to have on your bench if you're trying to win games.
As we always say, they're watching him in practice every day. We don't see him in practice. You just see him if he shows up in a preseason game. They're watching him in practice and seeing how he plays, and that probably determines on who's going to be the starter when Wednesday rolls around.
Mm-hmm. And then Isaac Jones was 4 for 4, 10 points, and had 3 rebounds. And I know Doug pointed out after one of the first 2 preseason games, he said, people just look at the offense and how many points they scored. And he said, that's not really what I'm looking at. So I get that. He's looking for somebody who can defend a little bit, and Dario Saric he's even said, he needs to be a better team defender. So that's more important than some of these numbers, but these numbers are kind of, not bad.
Yeah, looking for someone who can defend is another mantra we've had here in Sacramento for quite some time.
Can I tell you something, Phantom? May I tell you something? Yeah. there's all this talk about we're picking up 94 feet, picking up 94 feet. Are they going to pick up 94 feet? When are they going to pick up 94 feet? There's some guys on this roster, you don't want them picking up 94 feet because they're not going to be able to keep up, and then you're going to be in a 4-on-5.
Because many of your top players are elderly by basketball standards, and a couple of them are elderly by any standards. And you don't want to be done. I am on that side too, as far as I wish there was more pressing in the pro game, because I think ball handlers aren't as good. Obviously, there's some fantastic ones, but I don't think all of them are as good as they used to be, because I think they're coming out of college early and they don't have the ball handling skills. I just think, and I think you can pressure a lot of teams with that pressure. But at the same time, to your point, I can't take a 36-year-old guy and have him play 94 feet.
You can't do it with everybody.
Yeah.
And I understand
maybe
if
I
Schroeder
can do it
with
a Devin Carter or somebody can do it a spot in spot duty, something like that.
But everybody needs to do it. You don't want everybody to do it.
Yeah. And if only a couple of guys can do it and you still try to do it, then that invariably ends up very badly.
You remember when Rick Pitino was coaching in the NBA, when he's coaching with the Knicks, I think, initially, wasn't he, before he went to Boston? I believe he was playing like full court.
Yeah.
And players didn't like it, and it didn't work that well. And this was a while ago. This was the 90s, right? And it was difficult because NBA players are such good ball handlers and passers. But it's interesting you say, well, maybe not as good as they used to be because they're not getting the schooling.
And they're also not facing the pressure because no one presses you. I mean, like we mentioned Dyson Daniels earlier. Dyson Daniels tries to clamp down in the backcourt against a point guard. That's going to be trouble. And I think that would be valuable. And I'm surprised. I'm sure they do it with him anyway. And, if you have the young, long guys that come in and make it tough, clog the passing lanes, things like that, I really think you got to make somebody show that they can beat you that way.
Yeah. But I don't, just to clarify what I said, I don't think it's bad that you have some guys that can't guard 94 feet. That's just reality.
That's just the way it is. Yeah. Well, you're talking about Pitino back in the day. In 95, generally, the players weren't in as good shape as they are now. Mm-hmm. I think they didn't spend as much time worrying about conditioning and stuff, so it was probably more difficult to do that at that time. And now it seems like, and maybe it's just maybe because I want it to be, it seems like there are more guys that you talk about, even from the beginning of their career, that are more defensive oriented. Mm-hmm. That guy's a stopper. That guy's a good defensive player, a great two-way player. It seems like that's more top of mind than it used to be.
Family Schlegel says, any show that has Phantom on for a minute is better than one without. I'm just thinking there's got to be a simpler way to say that.
Oh, I think he means just for 1 minute.
Oh, okay.
That's what he's saying. Okay. Yeah. So I've already outlived my usefulness with him.
Ban to the Young says he's got great stories. Well, I haven't heard one yet, but I'll take it.
Well, I don't like to tell him. He's right, I do, but I don't like to tell him. I got to use them on you.
I see. Well, that makes sense. What do you think of Devin Carter? The word from the Stein line is, hey, he may be not in the best, be seen in the best light of the organization, which is something we've kind of known for a while. What do you think of Devin Carter? Ready to move off of him? Have you had it with him?
I haven't.
What's the problem? What is the deal between you and Devin Carter?
Devin Carter.
Where did it all go wrong?
Devin and I are not like LeBron and Russ. We are okay.
Okay,
right?
good.
I'm willing to give Devin a chance.
Don't believe everything you read.
I want him to showcase what he can do. He's got to earn his way onto the floor to show me what he can do, and you can't show me what you can do if you're not on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not. Again, nothing between us. It's not personal.
Okay. I know that the Memphis Grizzlies may be looking for guard help because all of a sudden their guards are dropping like flies. They've had a lot of injuries. Even Ty Jerome got hurt, and then Ja got hurt, and then who else? Scottie Pippen Jr. got hurt. They may be looking for help there, and then they may just go get somebody that they already had or somebody in there on one of their two-way contracts. But the Kings do have a glut of guards, and it appears that maybe if there's a pecking order as far as the organization is concerned, who do we want to keep? Who do we not care to keep as much? Devin Carter appears to be one of those guys that is on the, on the bubble for them.
Talking about short term, who we want to keep.
Yeah.
Not for this whole year. I mean, because you bring in Westbrook and you bring in Schroeder, and then, that's kind of moving to the top of your guard ranks right there.
Yeah.
So if you're looking to get rid of somebody or ship off somebody during the season, I think he would probably be the way. Because you have to, that's the whole thing that is probably forgotten many times. If you're going to get something, you have to give something up. The love you make is equal to the love you take, or it might be backwards. But my point is you've got to give somebody out. So if Devin Carter, you think has, if other teams think he has skills, he has potential, then you're going to deal him.
Yeah, but you know how Kings fans are, and the organization has been giving up on a guy or just deciding a guy for whatever reason is expendable.
Right.
Maybe like, we like him, but he's expendable. And then the next thing you know, he's the best player in the world. So fans don't want to see Devin Carter.
Yeah, I mean, you have that in the draft room and also on the trade front. You've done that, but I mean,
isn't it too early to give up? I don't know why you gave up on him before he ever got here. I don't know why it is.
I never wanted him in the first place. No, that's not true. I just wanted to see him get out there and get a chance. And I think with some injuries, I know they're more to the front court than the back court. You might try a couple of different people out there and see if they can do something. And at the worst, if you play him, you showcase a value for a trade.
Yeah, it's pretty clear they've decided, look, if he's going to stay here and he's going to help us, he's got to be a point guard. And Devin Carter said, I've never played point guard before.
And that's the toughest thing. I remember back in the day, Travis Mays came out of Texas, and they tried to change his, but you can't change a guy into a point guard. You know, I mean, it's just too difficult on this level. And, you know, if you've been a shooting guard your whole life, then that's what you are. Mm-hmm. And as we spoke about, the ball handling, not as good as it used to be. Maybe they're trying to turn too many people into point guards.
Mm-hmm. And then there's also the potential variable of new regime. They inherit guys that are part of the old regime, and I don't know this, but, you know, it happens in all sports where
regime change.
You got a new GM, like this guy with the other guy that I replaced thought this guy was great. I never thought he was that good. And so, you know, that can cause some situations that are difficult for fans because, like, we love this guy. Oh, wait, the new guy doesn't love him. What do I do?
It's also, it's difficult for fans because there's so many. As soon as you move a guy or get a new regime, that's a reset.
Yeah,
and Kings fans have lived through a lot of resets.
Yes.
Yeah, wait till next summer when we have a chance to spend money, and then we get to next summer. Well, we didn't find anything to spend our money on, but wait till next year, and then we're resetting again, and then new people come in and go, let's try this guy as coach.
No, I thought that was a very coaching comment, but Anthony apparently didn't think so, and he started playing the music while you were talking.
He's playing me off like in the Oscars.
That was the impression I got.
I've got to respect the A-man. Okay, that's obvious.
Yes, you do. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Phantom, very much.
A pleasure.
Yeah. If you're not doing a, Beaver water polo or something, let us know. Come on in.
Do you ever want to come out and watch a water polo match? You would love it.
Don't.
They are fantastic.
Don't.
And they're only 8-minute quarters, so they're over like that.
Nothing against them, but I went out to watch a baseball game with you once.
Yeah.
There. And I live right by there, and I went there to see you. You never even drive by my house to wave.
Yeah, because I'm going home the other way.
Right.
What are you putting on tours now?
Yeah. Thank you, Phantom. Thanks for being with us. Stick around because we got a Monday Night Football doubleheader next on Sactown Sports.
The Sacramento Kings are geared up for the new season. Training camp competition.